Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host, Sean McGahee, and this is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on iTunes, YouTube, Podomatic, Patreon, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, wherever, guys. While you're there, go and rate, review, subscribe, then head on over to the Facebook group or Twitter account and join in the discussion. Well, hello, everyone. Hope you all are enjoying your week so far. Guys, it's been a busy one for me. I tell you, I feel like I have so much to do. I'm so overwhelmed by all the stuff that I want or have to do. First off, there's a lot of stuff that came out, within the last week or so, entertainment-wise, that I want to watch. I watched the new Andy Samberg movie, Palm Springs, the other night. I still want to watch The Old Guard with Charlize Theron. There, I spit it out. I want to watch that Tom Hanks submarine movie. Can't remember the name of it, on Apple Plus. I still haven't watched Hamilton. I got to watch this episode of Stargirl. I haven't a little bit of an inkling to watch For Love of the Game because of the sad passing of Kelly Preston. That's one of my favorite love story movies, really. Plus, Kevin Costner. Been watching Yellowstone, love Yellowstone, so I'm going to try to watch that. Tonight, though, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to be watching some X-Men. Of course, 20th anniversary of the original X-Men film. Sometime this week, I want to sit down. I want to talk about the 20th anniversary. I want to examine the film, how it is, how it pertains to the bigger comic book movie genre as a whole, and all that. If I have time for it, because, like I said, I feel like I'm pretty busy. I got a wedding this weekend. My buddy Josh, who, when I first started this show, was my co-host, he's getting married this weekend, so congratulations to him, of course. But I got to go to the wedding in Houston for that. So again, time that I can't do other things. My lawn needs mowed. I feel like I could sit here and, cry about all the things I want to do and don't have time to do. But let's be honest, guys. Most of the stuff I want to do is stuff I don't have to do. So don't feel too sorry for me. But in order to save time, here's what I'm going to do, guys, okay? When I do the show, I feel like I spend too much time editing. So it is my hope that I can do a good enough job and not edit. So also what I'm going to do is, for those of you listen on YouTube, I'm going to put up a title page and then one, maybe two other pictures, actually, and that's it. Usually I'll rotate, as I change subjects, talk about stuff. I'm not going to do that because, again, I don't want to do that. I think it wastes too much time, so I am not going to edit this. I'm just going to fly by it and hopefully do a good enough job to where it doesn't sound like crap, or at least more crap than usual. And on that note, let's get right into it, guys. Yesterday, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, Disney Plus, they announced that they are doing another animated series, and this one is called Star Wars: The Bad Batch. No, Adam Howard, it's not The Bad Bitch, it's The Bad Batch. Now, this, of course, is based off the clone team we saw in Season 7 of the Clone Wars. Clone Troop 99, I believe is what it was, right? But these are clones that were considered defective, actually, that kind of came together, each with their own unique skills, their own personalities, and have come together to form quite the fighting force. Now, in Season 7, of course, we saw Echo, one of Rex's old friends, join the troop. What it said is that this animated series is going to take place past the Clone Wars, or past the events of Episode 3, and it's going to be about these clones trying to find their purpose now in this new galaxy run by the Empire. To me, it's an interesting concept, to say the least, but going to be executive produced by, of course, by our Lord and Savior, Dave Filoni. Of course, with that, I would expect no less, the guy who sat down with George Lucas, became his apprentice in Star Wars mythology. If you watch The Mandalorian behind the scenes on Disney Plus, you know that Dave Filoni knows his Star Wars better than anybody. And he's a fantastic storyteller, probably puts out the best Star Wars of anything, with Clone Wars and Rebels and everything else that he does. Mandalorian. So he's going to be executive producing this show. I don't know How hands-on? I'm hoping he's more hands-on on this one than he was on Star Wars Resistance. Of the animated series, Resistance was my least favorite, and I think maybe it's because Filoni was busy with other things, namely Clone Wars and Mandalorian. I don't think he really put too much effort. He let other people take the reins when it comes to Resistance. So hopefully, with Mandalorian, of course, season 2 and beyond is coming as well. But hopefully, again, Filoni can steer this ship a little more. He's got his other crew with him, those who were with him on Rebels and Clone Wars and Resistance. So we'll just see how it all goes from there. But anyway, how do I feel about the Bad Batch? Well, anyone who's listening to me knows when it comes to Star Wars, the Clone Wars, or when it comes to Star Wars in general, okay, there's the lore versus the war, okay? And I was more lore, okay? You either like the Jedi and the Sith more, or you like the Rebel versus the Empire stuff more. And I was always more, the Force. The Force is what I like. The Jedi, the dark side, the light side, the Sith, all that stuff. That's what I enjoy about Star Wars the most. That's what really interests me. Not to say I don't like the other stuff as well, but that's really what grabs my attention and keeps me hooked. So when it came to episodes of the Clone Wars, when I go back and rewatch episodes, there are episodes with Obi-Wan and Anakin and Ahsoka, and there are quite a few episodes that focus on the clones. That was the whole point of the series, really, was to show you that these clones were actual people who developed personalities and, weren't just mindless drones that, died on the battlefield. So while that part of it wasn't really my favorite thing about watching the Clone Wars, I definitely respected it, and it definitely gives you those perspective on the clones. Rex, Captain Rex, one of my favorite characters from the Clone Wars, went on to be in Rebels and Beyond. We'll see what Beyond is. But one of the big question marks too, I think, in a lot of people's minds is what truly happened to the clones after the Clone Wars ended. What happened after Order 66 and their purpose, the reason Palpatine made them was to destroy the Jedi, and now their purpose is done. We know that they get phased out because Palpatine actually starts recruiting people in the galaxy to join the Empire. I mean, we saw that even as far back as in the Clone Wars, people like Tarkin and other generals that were there ordering the clones around. And I forget why I heard this, but it was kind of like, it made sense to me when I heard it, was with the clones, they were made to fight a war. They were told, hey, you're born, you have to fight. Whereas someone who was, born in the galaxy and decides to willingly join the Empire, that's going to be a much more loyal, much more productive member of the Empire than, say, just a soldier who, is made to do that, where, he doesn't have a choice in the matter. More passionate about something, of course, the more you're going to fight and live and die in it. So I think Palpatine got that. And like I said, the clones, their sole purpose was to take out the Jedi. They did that. They get phased out. But we never really know what happens to a lot of them. We, found out about Rex and Wolf and those guys. But, there's we're what? Thousands upon thousands upon thousands of clones. And, what happens especially to this ragtag group after their purpose is done? What do they do? How do they see the galaxy? What happens, I think, could be a really fascinating story. Now, it's not the animated series that I wanted, not the one that I thought we were going to get. In fact, I don't think anybody was ever, hinting at a Bad Batch animated series coming. I mean, if you look at all these websites, I can't remember one of them that says, hey, we're getting a Bad Batch animated series. Somewhere they got that wrong, but I think it's cool. Of course, I'm going to be watching because I'm a Star Wars fan, especially an animated Star Wars fan by Dave Filoni. Any Star Wars that he makes, I'm going to be watching. It's not the one I want, though, to be honest. I mean, we all know what we all want. We all want not the Clone Wars sequel. We all want that Rebels sequel. We want to see Ahsoka and Sabine go off to find Ezra and possibly Thrawn, and what happens after that. I think I can speak for a lot of Star Wars fans. That's what we want to know. Where's Ezra? I mean, I 2 years ago, 2019 Star Wars Celebration. I met a guy was selling these buttons. Where's Ezra? And that's the question, and that's what we all want to know, and that's what I hope we're going to get. And I would much rather still see it in animated form, so we could keep all the original same people like Ashley Eckstein and all the voice talent that did such a great job in Rebels as well. I think also though with a show like The Bad Batch, I think their resistance was maybe towards a younger crowd a little bit. You could definitely tell that versus Rebels, especially towards the end there, and even Clone Wars, got pretty mature. I think Bad Batch is going to be on that same level as a Clone Wars and Rebels, and I think it was enjoyable entertainment for everyone, especially every season of Rebels. I think could be viewed as everyone entertainment. I think adults and kids alone could get something out of it. And if you've seen these episodes of Clone Wars, I think you'll get something out of it too. So while The Bad Batch isn't, I think, the show any of us really expected, I think there's definitely some interesting concepts you can do with it. I'm not super excited about it, but of course, like I said, I'm a Star Wars fan. I'll be watching, but I still, Mr. Filoni, I know since you're doing this and you're doing Mandalorian, I know there's less of a chance you're going to be doing some Rebels, Where's Ezra kind of series, but still crossing my fingers, and hopefully I will not die of old man age before I get to find out what the hell happened to Ezra. That's all I want to know. That's all any of us want to know. And please, I want it in an animated form, because I'm going to confess, guys, even if Rosario Dawson is playing Ahsoka and she's a great actress, I don't want to see it. Honestly, I don't. So there's that. You can leave your comments below, guys, but that is going to be it for me today. Time for Fireback on the social media groups and Gmail account. Let me know what you think about The Bad Batch coming. Do you like the idea? Are you tired of the Clone Wars era? Let me know about that, of course, too. Will you be more excited for the more Ezra, what happened to him storyline? Or would you want to maybe do something else? I mean, of course, there's all that stuff in between Jedi and The Force Awakens that's still not explored. I would love to see some more stories, especially, right after... I'm thinking about it right after Return of the Jedi. Sorry, see? I'm not editing, I promise. Right after Return of the Jedi, when the Republic is getting started. And, of course, I would love to see the adventures of a young Ben Solo and Master Luke Skywalker. That's kind of my dream of what I want to see. But we'll just see what all has in hand. So that's it, guys. Of course, like I said, Dayspring Discussions at gmail.com, Facebook group, Twitter account, Fireback. Let me know. I'm going to try to get a X-Men special 20th anniversary edition episode done before the end of the week. We'll see if I succeed. Do or do not, there is no try, I guess what Matthew would say. But anyway, guys, have a good week, and until next time, may the Force be with us all.